When we talk about search engine optimization, of course, we're talking about Google. Why? Because here in the UK, Google represents 90% of all searches when people are looking for information, goods or services online. So we have to realize the fact that Google dominates. So if we're going to talk about the Google platform, what you need to realize is that on page 1 of Google, 98% of the action takes here. So we've got 90% of people using Google and 98% of it takes place here on page 1 of Google. Only 2% of people ever get to page 2. And it's important to realize that it's no good just being on page 1. You want to dominate page 1 of Google. What do I mean by that? Well, in this particular example here, you can see this particular company is in position 1, it's in position 2, it's in position 3, and it's in position 5 with its video. The other thing you want to do when you're talking about dominating the page, you also want to be the most visual. So here you can see that the video stands out amongst all this text. So it's more than likely to get the click. So you want to dominate page 1 of Google visually. You also want to think of things like business directories. We all go out there and list our businesses in places like Yelp and all this. But these business directories, when they show up on page 1 of Google, as you can see, all they're shown is categories. But if you do your SEO right, you can actually get your business on that directory to actually be listed on page 1 instead of the categories. These are all different ways of getting your website, your directories, your videos, all listed on page 1 of Google, so you dominate page 1 of Google. Guys, it's the difference between being in a side street where there's very little traffic and very little things happening, or being on the high street where you've got multiple shops on there, so you're really dominating and bringing the money in. Now, there's only 2 things you need to worry about with search engine optimization. One is your on-page ranking factors. That's where you make sure that you build out your website and other platforms so you're attracting the attention of Google and giving Google the right messages. The second thing you need to do is the off-page, and in other videos we talk about this Trust Fortress and Announcement Network, but your off-page stuff is whereby you've got your Google and your Pinterest and your Twitter accounts and your Facebook and your directories and all the Web 2.0 properties all linking back to your website, all giving your site more authority. What do I mean by authority? Two of the factors that Google looks at is your domain authority and your page authority. You can see these examples here. Your domain authority on Facebook is 100 because it's all measurements out to 100. The domain authority is 100 and the page authority is 97. Amazon, domain authority of 93, page authority on the home page 95. Very powerful websites. For the purpose of our training, which I'll talk to you about in a second, we also show you a brand new website where you can see the domain authority is 1 and the page authority is 1. In other words, Google has built no trust up with it whatsoever, so we don't expect it to rank on page 1 of Google. And over the period of time, we'll change all those figures and build it up. So it's all about building your domain authority and page authority. In other words, showing Google that as a local business, you are the local business of choice, you're the most authoritative business. When we're talking about on-page ranking factors, we're talking about things like your titles, your content, the multimedia. Have you got videos on there? Have you got pictures on there? We talk about creating silos. In other words, if you're a plumber, have you got a section that's about boiler service? And have you got a section about your being gas safe? Have you got a section about central heating systems? It's about creating silos and the way you structure your website. All of these are factors that help Google rank you much higher on the search engine. And as I mentioned earlier, we're also going to be talking about how you get your domain authority built up and your page authority built up so you become the local business of choice. Now, this is just one of the ways that we help local business owners make more money and make more profits when it comes to using all of the different online marketing strategies that are out there. If you want to know more, you can simply join our free training, or you can give us a phone call and we can talk to you and give you a one-to-one consultation and some advice.